Baruch Hu, Baruch Shemai. Amen. 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 Tonight's learning is Ili Nishma, Sarah, Adele. Whose yard site is tonight. Neshama Shav and Aliyah. After davening, we say L'chaim for Neshama. Tonight is the yard site. Tonight, the Yud Shvat, the 10th of Shvat, is also the yard site of the Rashash. Rashash is Rabbi Shalom Sharabi. He was a tremendous Kabbalist, originally from Yemen. He was a Yemenite. Yeah. 1777. And he was the head of the Yeshiva HaMikubalim. In Israel, when he immigrated to Israel, the yeshiva specifically for Kabbalists, and he was a tremendous scholar, and they made him the head of the yeshiva over there. What was that? Okay. And so tonight's is the yard site of Neshama Sham and Leah. Tonight is also the yard site of Rebbetzin Rivka. Rebbetzin Rivka was we're gonna get there. We get one at a time. Yeah. So Rebbetzin Rivka was a granddaughter of the Mittler Rebbe. She was a granddaughter of the Mittler Rebbe, but she was married. And she was married to the Rebbe Maharash, and she outlived him by over 30 years. And because she was like the matriarch, she was like the head of like in Lubavitch there was the Rebbe Rashab, or even later the Frierdiker Rebbe, and then there was the Frierdiker Rebbe's grandmother, the Rebbe Rashab's mother. She was like the queen in Lubavitch. Huh? So, I'm not sure. And so she was like, people would come to her for advice. People would come to her like, she was now. So now, since her yard site is tonight, so the Frierdiker Rebbe put out a mimer. He put out he penned a Hasidic discourse in honor of her yard site. She passed away in 1914, and so she passed away in 1914. Her grandson, which was the previous Rebbe, put out a mimer, put out the sort to go out. It was put out to be published for her yard site. She put it out before the yard site, but for her yard site in 1950. 1950 is the yard site. Her 14 to 50 is 36 yard site. 36 yard site. He put it out in honor for 36 yard site. He put it in a mimer. Now, that day that the mimer was put out for, published for, was Yushvat, was exactly the 36-year yard site. That was for tonight, published for tonight. And tonight is when the Frierdiker Rebbe passed away. On the day that he prepared the mimer to be published, to be distributed, that's the day he passed away. Exactly that day. So tonight is also the Frierdiker Rebbe, the previous Rebbe's yard site. You know, Frierdiker Rebbe had different. We'll talk about maybe tomorrow. But there's different. But him changing, he had to change his whole approach of his being Rebbe several times. Talk about it tomorrow, maybe, huh? Frierdiker Rebbe, completely. Explain tomorrow. Tomorrow night we'll have it for Ring. We'll explain. Because of several things, including the Holocaust. But he had to completely change his entire approach several times. His being Rebbe, yeah. Tomorrow night by the
It's part of the 100 States of America. That's what I'm thinking about the Rebbe. It's connected. If you go to Greenland, it connects to Australia.
Yeah. Never changing the halacha, but changing the approach, the attitude, changing the how, the tools change. The end is the same, but the tools and the approach is different. But we'll talk more about that tomorrow night. So, yeah. So, but the Frierdiker Rebbe is, I mean, in America, there were people that told the Frierdiker Rebbe, forget about it. Don't take upon yourself. I mean, this is not Europe. This is America. America is known as the Treif Medina. Medina means country. Treif means non-kosher. Treif, and America was known as the Treif Medina, the non-kosher country. That's what America was known as. That's what they call its nickname in Europe. That's what they called it. So remember, America in the 1940s, 30s was. You didn't have kosher butcher shops you didn't have kosher slaughterhouses like you have today. You didn't have kosher stuff. Today you go to the supermarket, 70% of the stuff in the supermarket are kosher certified. Today you can go anywhere in the country and you could eat strictly kosher. Not just strictly kosher. We did a road trip a couple years back and we passed by. It was a few different stops we made and we found complete, I don't know how it got there. There was, let's say in Georgia, I forget the name of the store in Georgia. It's like Winn-Dixie's sister store over there. Whatever. They had their Chalav Yisrael yogurts, ice cream. Like we had to get it, even though we didn't need. We're traveling just because someone has to buy it. If this is the middle of nowhere, they have this product, we have to buy it just to
expired.
The show's important.
Yeah, but it's important to buy because then they're gonna.
We're downing ice cream. We're downing ice cream. Just to show that it was incredible in Georgia, in North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, of course. But I'm saying, yeah, this is incredible. So anyway, so America was known as a trade for Medina. So the Frierdiker Rebbe, when he came here, his own chassidim were telling him, listen, don't get your hopes high. And the first thing the Frierdiker Rebbe said when he came here is America is nicht anders. America is no different. And in America, we're gonna have the same Yiddishkeit like we had in Europe. And it was a slow build. It was a slow build. It was slowly and steadily. And people, of course, what the Rebbe built up, but the Rebbe took it and you have, yeah, like a rocket, exactly. But
Everybody went away.
yeah, and so anyway, so tonight's the Frierdiker Rebbe's yard site. Again, I don't know if you're supposed to say it. I don't know how you say it, whatever it is. You're supposed to say whatever it is. That's what it is. And of course, today's the day that the Rebbe really tonight and tomorrow night, huh? Yes, there's a list of things that the Rebbe asked to do for the Frierdiker Rebbe's yard site, huh? So I pulled it up over here. If you have it, I pulled it up here. Yeah. So actually, it's over here also. Pulled it in both places.
Yeah.
So so the Rebbe said that we should the Shabbos before we should try to get an aliyah, which we tried. We was able to get an aliyah. If you go to a Chabad, if you go to like a Chabad real shul, not a Chabad light shul, like a real Chabad shul, so then they'll have 20, 30. You go to 770, you'll have hundreds of Torah readings that everybody in shul gets an aliyah on this Shabbos. It says here this past Shabbos. For the maftir, we should try to give it to the greatest, and we did. Give my father a moment. Huh? We should light a candle, and if possible, to light one of beeswax, and that's why we have some beeswax candles. At the time of davening, we should have 5 candles lit. We'll do that over here. After davening. So in the morning it should be after davening, which includes tehillim. But otherwise, after davening, we should do Kaddish Rabbanon, which we do every day. We should do Rechanan and Akasha after the Mishnah, which we always do, and also do a line of Tanya, which we also always do. It's supposed to be done quietly, and we do that line. I never should spell. We do it. His books, he has sets of books. Yeah, of course. You should read from his books as well. Yes, that's right. After Maariv, so we should repeat the Maimer. Now, this is the Maimer we were speaking about before of Basi Lagani. The Maimer. Okay. So basically, we've said before that the Frierdiker Rebbe gave out a Maimer in honor of his grandmother's yard site, for the 36th yard site, which is Yud Shvat. Now, the Rebbe, the following year, said over that Maimer. Now, there's 20 chapters in that Maimer, and every year he would go through the whole Maimer, but focus on one chapter. Yeah.
They will go through all the previous cases. Let's say it's the year 5, so we'll go through all this
And then emphasize on that year. Yeah. Okay, excellent. And that Maimer, just to give the idea is, after Maimer, we'll go through. Mati was going to give one chapter of the Maimer, but the idea is like this. This is based on the Frierdiker. There's a verse that says in Shir Hashem, a Song of Songs, the verse that says, "Basi legani achoti kal." I came to my garden, my sister, my bride. Okay, yeah, that too. So Come to my garden. So Hashem is calling this world a garden. In other words, unlike most people look at the world as a jungle, Friedrich Rebbe says, no, this world is a garden. And Hashem looks at it as a garden. Hashem looks at it as a beautiful garden. You have some craziness going on in the world. Okay, so we have to remove the craziness, but really, the world is a beautiful garden. It's a beautiful, that's the real essence of the world, is a beautiful garden. We have to reveal that beauty which is within the world. And Hashem there calls us. He says, I came to my garden, my sister, my bride. There's a certain love that there is with a bride, a tremendous love. And then there's a sibling. A sibling and a spouse. Siblings you never divorce. No matter what, a person can never divorce his siblings. You can get into a fight with your sibling. Huh? You can get upset, but whatever it is, it can never separate. But a bride, the love for a bride is so much, could be so much more profound. Hashem calls us. Hashem has a relationship with us, with each of those, sister, a bride, of a spouse, of a child. It goes through all the different levels of love and all the different relationships that are up between us and Hashem. On the one hand, we're Hashem's child. On the other hand, we're Hashem's bride. On the other hand, we're like Hashem's sibling. On the other hand, Hashem calls us his wife. So we're all of the above. We have all those relationships, and so that's the idea. Of course, there's so many levels. There's such a deep mimer. There's so much in it. But that's the idea. The underlying idea is that the world is a beautiful place. Don't look at the world as a jungle. The world is beautiful. We have to just move away a little bit of the dust. But the etzem, in reality, this is the most beautiful world. Well, what do you mean beautiful world? There is. How many worlds are there? But that's not my page 118. What happened? Maybe tomorrow time for this. Yes, I'll light it. Who's gonna do it? Anyone done? I don't know if you're the oldest here. Is that the oldest? I'm not sure. We're not gonna get IDs. Don't worry, sure. It doesn't go by the passport. It goes by. Right. She doesn't go by the passport. It goes by beauty and maybe. It's the most beautiful. So smart, beauty, and you win on all.
Adonai Shvayim on the road, no way to show it. That was Adonai Hashia, Amelech Yaneinu, Yain Koreinu, Iskadal Iskadash, Amen. Yom Odivro, Hiroshe, Yamlich Malchus, Yasmach, Hirokon, Hirokon, Shita. Amen. Chayechon, Yamechon, Mechayechon, Yisrael, Bagos, Mankori, Yimro, Amen. Shnei Rabo, Mevora, Yom, Yisrael, 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 Here could have the Yale cover was Michelle also, because when I am also, Tamir and the Alma, Imro, Amen. Oracle, Esadino, Yamabayro, I am נשמח בדברי ישועתו כי הם חיינו וילך ימינו והם נגד ימון ולילה עבור סופו ישושו ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני אוי אמרי אם שמריה תשפי כל רבבת בשם כוחו ובשם ושאלתם על הזאת מעניין בימיך ובני דבר בני ישראל ולד אומרים לשם אל תנשי בקדם דרשם ונועשנו על צדק הכל לא ישעות קיריס גבסית וכן כל זה יש דמייס במקומות ויעש שם ישוע משייך לחייב סויבון אמר ובונו בגיס לים יש רובונו דבורש ומלכוסי ורצם קיבלו עליהם מיישה ובני ישראל חנשירו רבו ויעקו כולו מלכוס Daily honor beyond I know you must go Nema go to Agnesia gave the Golonia go how you Pagolos mancori riembro nei rabo megora ola noi Raymond Yesnas Yesado Yesalo nei kurusho yesho yelo nikos kilos khos ne khos ya yelo nimro
Yes, you do, Mother. It's in your hair. It's on your head. You mean you have a lot more. Oh, yeah. I started the game first, and then Mayor goes take all the pieces. And he never give me this back. In here, that umbrella. I put it down, Brett. I don't need a man. I don't need a man. No, now we need a man. Still in the car. Very second here. I just know. There's nothing you tickle on. We are rolling.
Skadal vi skada, Yom Maariv Yom Maariv V'chayechon v'yoymechon v'chaye v'chol v'eis Yisrael v'agos matovim Eish me'rabam v'horach Yizador Yisrael Shmeir Churushav Yechol V'yen Lamin Kol B'chos M'shivos V'tishbachos Nechbos V'amiram Yom Yizkabel Sulais and the Bruce and the Kodesh of Korma Buin Shmai Yesh Lom Rabbi Mincha Maariv Evim Malain Eis Shalom B'Maraimo Hu Yas Shalom Aleinu V'Al Kol Yisrael V'Yimgo Aleinu Shalom Where's our game? Say Shlois and Shal Kain of Kohen Hey, Mishtav, אנחנו כאלה משתחווים מאוד לפני מלכות שהוא רדי שמיים יש שכינה צוזה בגובים ברעים אם הוא עלינו אין רעי הם מפרחים לבטובות היא יודעת להגיע שבית עובר נוי הוא עליהם סייעתי לקבל we're leaving Corey because it's not going to Ja, hier heb je de goede systeem. Wat veel van dit was ook erg. Die show. Ja, denk naar een hele goede. Leuk je me voor je voor je. De voelen alleen het allemaal. December alleen maar. Ja, nou goed je voor hier al meer uit met voor. Dat was het. Ah, de nooit je nooit van maar. Oh ja, de nooit wel echt al voor. Jij me hier. Ah, de nooit voor die je. Sadal is the best Yom is the say, Yom is my say, yes, for how you going to win the so that you say, yes, I do, yes, I will, make the people. Yelo, Nico, also the Shiroso, Pistafoso, Hamaso, Yamira, Miomo, Milone, Yeshua, Labo, Mishamayo, Time Time Malay, Boyfriend, I say, Shalom, Limbang, who has a show Malay, the boy Israel, Jimbo, Altiro, Mi Baga, Yes, it might be. Yes, I want it. Yes, it's yes, so yes. That's deacon. Very good, Schmeckel. Yes, we sure is one. Machatino to Mass Hamora. Or you might maybe by Maya. Kiva show out the Alphavero. Angela Kashaina. Lord, so I could is more. Exactly, she so. The fear of evil and title misses. Nema, I always would speak a yadi of Cairo, the idea. Skada, Yom, you say, Yamit must say, yes, according to the Shiva. High on the Yemi for the high for a girl, those who go away. Ishmael Hamam, Yolam Rume, Zboria Vishtaba, Zboria Vishraimon Sase, Sador, Isaler, Isavo, Shimei, Kusho, Vichu, Yelo, Niko, the Koso, Shiroto, the Koso, Hamoso, Damirum Yoma, now Israel, the Rabbanon, Yal Talmideo, Yal Kol Talmidei, Salmideo, Yal Komon Roshi Bereich, Ilu Asro, Aden, Beautiful Asa Vasa, the Halo Home of French Shlomo Rabba, Kina, the Taste of the Rachni, the China Richen, the Son of Richo, the Kona Minkordon, Aboa, the Shmaya, Vindruame, the Hey Shlomo Rabba, Mishomaya, Chaim Taylor, Melena, the Pro Yisrael, Vindruame. I say Shalom, the Rainbow, who Yas, the Shalom later, the Alcohol Yisrael, the Emerald.
I apologize to anybody for the mess we had today. We're short and I understand those big things or thanks. Big time over here. We have steak. You made the biggie. Join us. We have deli roll. We have deli roll. Yeah, he wants you to pop. Good stuff. It's going to be over the next 3 hours, so when you're done, you can go home.
No, inside jokes. Okay. I'll learn to do. We're waiting for you. We need to go from the rabbi. I'm just kidding. Oh, he wants Oh yeah, not hacker, right?
Yeah.
No hacker.
No hugger. Bentley, come. Hugger, you stay at the house. No, you're leaving.
So it's good. We have to have a double yelling.
Hugger, you're leaving.
Go ahead.
Yeah, listen to there.
Show them. This is live.
Oh, sorry, this is live, so we can close
Tom,
There is,
tell Herschel that he has to bring a coat to school tomorrow.
there's a, here.
Herschel, don't forget to take that coat to school tomorrow. Tell Herschel that he has to take a coat tomorrow. Tell Herschel. Okay. Yeah. What's 90 degrees in New York? Wow.
How many people are watching? There's zero. Yeah?
What's going on at the Cayman?
There. What's going on in the Cayman? Busting the Ghani video. There's much more, right?
Yeah.
Plus you get to see monkeys, so that's like 20 more things. It was a very productive. But let's say monkey after you by itself. So we can fit everything in 27 minutes.
Yeah, Vidalia, the pasuk says one thing. Okay, what the guy writes, hey, doesn't mean that they did it. What? No, it says Byron. It doesn't sound Shabbos. Some guy wrote it there. I don't know who. It can be nice. He has to bring a proof. Doesn't there's no footnote in that. I just checked the signal. The pasuk says right Byron. Okay, show it. Not you. Whoever it is. I decided. No, this is true. I decided. I'm in a calculation. I'm in a calculation. I learned that one before. According to that law, never. I decided even on screen, turn the whole thing into March. This room for it. I never saw it clearly.
Over here.
I went to see
And Yitzchak shared a few words about his mother. Only 1 month ago, he shared with us some words about his mother. But today, yeah. And he was repeating. Okay.
Very important. So, I saw the rabbi
Now we what to do? Go.
teaching the kids how to
Now
make
we're gonna
tzedakah.
have to do both.
One of the most important things that my mom educated us. She's giving for what you didn't have. This is my mom.
If we
And
do
this is
take
a
all
lot.
these things out,
Here,
then we're
here
gonna build
today.
both of these, okay? At the same time. Same time.
So it was tomorrow.
We're gonna use one of our hands and one of them for the other, okay?
Or you know,
My sister and brother. Huh? And we are very
let's just skip.
She paid for everything. Paid for everything before.
She left the money in that.
No, it's also big.
But I think everything.
Okay.
Rabbi, the green light. No, so they got a Cheshikalo. Hashem tells the Yidden when he by material comes my God, my sister, my bride, and says in the Medrash does not say Legan to the garden, but it says Legan to my garden, the place Hashem mainly was, which is down here in this world. But through that, Hashem left this world and went to the heavens. Start with heaven number 1. After that, so kind of Hashem went from the heaven 1 to 2, heaven 2 to 3. And by the Mabul, it went from Hashem went from heaven 3 to 4. And after many Averis, it went all the way to heaven 7. But then came someone to think they brought Hashem back down. Here, Abraham had the merit to bring Hashem down from heaven 7 to 6. Yitzchak from 6 to 5 until Moshe came, which was number 7 and all 7 on grade, brought Hashem back down here, my Mount Torah. And when Hashem was down here, the main revelation was in the base of Mikdash, like it says, build a Mikdash and I will dwell in them. It's not saying it, but it says it dwell in them, in each and every one of us. To explain more, the reason why Hashem created the world is so that it should be able to, it should be able. Why Hashem created the world so you should be able to dwell in it. The world, which means that Hashem should be revealed all over the world, which is done through transforming bad to good. And Neshama comes down to this world comes down into this world into a person. A person can see the neshama because it's in the body and the body and the animalistic soul is coming over it, and with all this concealment, he still accomplishes his mission and fixes his body and his animalistic soul to be holy. And through this, we cause that Hashem should be able to dwell in the world, like it says, if you transform bad to good, godly revelations will be all over the world. And this type of revelation is that the way Hashem is revealed in all the high worlds that are high level, and all the levels the same. In the high worlds, that Hashem should be revealed in the high worlds, in the high level. The same way it should be revealed also in the low worlds. Now, even though the other worlds are on different levels, you have the high worlds, and then you have our world that's on a lower level. And each world is only able to receive the amount of revelation that it can handle. Our worlds are more than the lower worlds.
That's all one type of revelation that interacts with the world based on their level. Then you have another revelation that each world receives the same amount of revelation, but since it's so much and the worlds can't handle it, it only hovers around the world and does not go into it. Now, when we say that we want to spread the revelation of Hashem all over the world, it's referring to the second type of revelation that all the worlds receive the same. But this revelation, we wanted to not only hover around the world, but we wanted to come into this world. And how is this done? This is done through transforming darkness to light. Since when you transform darkness into light, this former darkness adds strength to light, so much so that this God of revelation can come into the world. And this work to transform bad to good was done in the Mishkan of the Beis Hamikdash. And therefore, one of the main things done in the Beis Hamikdash was the karbanis, the sacrifices, which is very spiritual. That is why the kind of Levim sing the songs. But songs are also very spiritual. Now, everything physical in the world, you have also a spiritual manner of work in a person that he has to do, and this includes also sacrifices. And when a person wants to bring a sacrifice, he has to be in a state that he is close to Hashem, and a person has the power to be close to Hashem. A person should not say that I'm on such a low level, I'm doing the worst things. How can I come to close to Hashem? And we tell this person that it's up to you to change. It's up to you to change. Not only that, you can reach the levels of our forefathers, Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, and you have to ask and demand on yourself. Well, will I reach the levels of my forefathers, Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov? And you have no limitations when it comes to this, and you have nothing blocking you, and you have to come close to Hashem, like it says. Hashem does not put someone in a situation that he can't overcome, and Hashem gives each person strength to do his mission. Like Hashem says, I don't command based on what I can do. I command based on what you can do. And since we receive the strength from Hashem, we have the power to reach a very high. And in our day-to-day life, just like in our day-to-day life, just like we have to bring sacrifice to the Beis Hamikdash from different physical animals, we also have to sacrifice our inner animals, whatever they may be. And just like the sacrifices to the Beis Hamikdash, that a flame came down and engulfed the sacrifice, also in our body we have a fire that from above, which is our love for Hashem. And this type of fire, no type of water can put it out. Maybe the water of warriors and business or any type of others, no water can extinguish this pillar of fire. And this fire has to engulf the animalistic soul, and it should have the love for Hashem. And this is done, as we said before, now that Hashem comes down into the body and interacts with the animalistic soul, and at first the animalistic soul does not know anything about Hashem. But when the Hashem teaches him first with easy stuff, and then even the animalistic soul can understand, through that the animalistic soul will have this love for Hashem. And through this, we transform our animalistic soul to good, which is also transforming bad to good, because Hashem should dwell in each and every one of us, and Hashem should be revealed all over the world. Tomorrow morning we continue the next.